Hey folks, Ghost Cat Cooks here. So today we're going to do an old recipe from a restaurant that I used to work at. It was the Lone Cone in Norwood, Colorado, right on Main Street. Can't miss it. But Chef Heinz there, he had a pretty good thing going. His menu never changed, over the 25 years or so that I was going there. But he ended up doing a good job and great business, and I worked there for a little bit, was a prep cook, and really kind of liked this recipe, so I thought I'd show it to you today. So it's chicken pepperoncini, and we have the boneless, skinless chicken breast here. I'll show you how to cut them, where you take the whole breast, kind of trim off, the fat. Sometimes there's part of the keel bone in here, where the breast kind of attach. Looks like not on this one. So what we're trying to do is cut it into medallions, size. So instead of cutting it like that, we want to go almost flat. That's flat against the cutting board flat. So we'll just take it up maybe about 30 degrees or so, and we'll just cut some medallions, is what they're called. So you can see how we have a few different sizes here. You can kind of see how thick they are. They're a good, quarter inch in the center. Looks like I missed a little piece of nasties there. So we got those. Let's do the second breast. It's just 2 people tonight, but it's always good to have extra. So this is a meat mallet, and there's 2 sides. There's a flat side and there's a corrugated side. So I'm going to start with the corrugated side, see how that does. And to do this, we're just trying to make it flat, kind of even it out so they all cook the same, and we don't have any problems with it. So we have to kind of get in mind how thick we want to go. We're going to keep it around a 1/4 inch. So it gets kind of loud, but that one we just needed a little bit. That one we needed a little more. So I'm going to finish this off camera and get back with you. Okay, so I got them all pounded out. You can kind of see how thick they are now. There's a little bit of thickness to them. Like I said, about a 1/4 inch. But the key thing is they're all the same. So we have salt. This is the pink Himalayan. Just putting a little on there. We try to watch our salt, but right now I'm using it. Little black pepper, just a touch, just to give them a little spice. Nothing that you can really feel, but you got that flavor in there. So then to finish prepping these, we're just gonna dredge them in flour here. I got all-purpose flour. Give them a little coating. So I'll do this off camera, finish it up, and get them on a plate. So there's a few things I thought I should mention to you while I get these on the plate. First of all, I use a dedicated cutting board for meat. Nowadays they talk about the bacteria. So it's just easier to clean up a whole separate board than worrying about bleach and cutting scratches on there and all. The metal's good because it doesn't scratch. And then flour. What I found a little helpful hint is I keep mine in the freezer. I open up the bag of flour, put it in a Ziploc, and then when I'm done using it, whatever's left over, I stick in the freezer. And that way you can get a lot of months, even a year, and still have it fresh. I've had mine kind of go bad. So we got the chicken on the plate. I'm going to clean up this mess, get back to clean and we'll get back with you. Okay, so I got all cleaned up, and I wanted to show you this little trick I have. You know, cutting boards tend to slip around a lot. So what I do is I put down that dry towel, and it kind of makes it a little better so it's not sliding around so much. So on to the next issue here. The chicken breast, you know, is pre-prepared. It comes boneless, skinless in the store. People really don't have a problem using that because it's easy and you don't have to worry about cutting it off the bone and taking the skin off and all. And there's other convenience foods out there that, you know, in certain situations it just makes sense. For instance, this rice, which the chicken will eventually go on top of, this is one of those orange bags that's like ready, it's already cooked. You just have to microwave it. So I'm using that tonight. This one's basmati, by the way, which has good flavor. So it's a convenience food. You know, people frown on it sometimes. But tonight, it's quick, it's easy, it tastes just as good as the other stuff. Not a big deal. And then the same thing with these. You know, I'm not going to pick my own peppers and pickle them and put them, you know, in a jar and let them sit and age or whatever, you know, is done to these. It's just a lot easier just to buy them in a jar and use them up, you know, and people accept this more because they understand it's a lot of work to make pepperoncinis, a lot of work to grow them in your garden, you know, a lot of work to raise a chicken. It's a lot easier just to buy it pre-made. So if you're, you know, if people are okay with using that or even these, then they should be okay with using the pre-made rice. And this is a gravy packet. And I know that one's really controversial. But, you know, I really don't have time to make the chicken stock and boil it down for hours and strain it off and get it all, you know, seasoned up right and then thicken it just to make this one simple meal. So for today, I'm going to use this, and I'm going to use these, and I'm going to use the pre-made rice. And there's no excuse why you can't use that. I mean, no reason why you can't. So I'm kind of giving you permission. If you need to do these cheats, go right ahead. It's okay with me. I'll also show you how to make chicken gravy from scratch, but not in this video. So that said, let's continue on here. We're going to use these pepperoncinis. I forgot to get them out. So I'm going to the fridge right now and getting the green onions. So we're trying to do our mise en place right now. And mise en place, I think I told you before, is everything in its place. So here we are with green onions. I want, let's do a little more. Not that many green onions. So what's that? Maybe a quarter cup. And the pepperoncinis, we don't need to do anything with these because we'll just fork them right out of the jar. And I'm grabbing a fork. So this is basically what we need for the sauce, along with black pepper. So in the skillet, I'm gonna melt some butter, and I'll let that go and we'll heat it up and I'll be right back. So the pan is on high, the full burner. This burner you can either do, you know, the small center or the outside. So I'm getting it kind of hot here. I'm going to cut this butter into a few different pieces so it melts faster. Throw these right in there. You can see how hot it is. So as soon as these get melted, I'm going to stick this chicken in. Oops. That one was stuck together. Looks like we'll need to do 2 different rounds. And I don't know if you can tell, but the butter's kind of browning, which is good. That'll add a nice flavor to it. So I turned down the stove. So what are we at? We're about a medium right now. I'm going to flip these guys over. So I'm going to finish cooking these until they're done, you know, and you can kind of open them up and check in there, you know, make sure they're cooked all the way through. And then I'm going to put these in the pan, finish those, and I'll be back when I'm finishing the second ones up. So we'll look and check, see if this second batch is done here. So I kind of cut it halfway. And, you know, we might need just a touch on that. It looks okay. This one, I'll kind of do the same. And here's where I cut it before. This one's a lot better cooked. So that's good. These smaller ones look good to me. And what I'm doing here is kind of shingling in there. I'll show you in just a second. This one looks good. That one's good. We're just waiting on this last little guy here. So now you can see it's cooked. It doesn't have that translucent look to it anymore. So these guys are all shingled nicely in there, arranged. So we'll set those aside, keep them warm. We'll put in the hot pan here, and I'm gonna kind of turn it down a little bit because I got busy talking. And I'm gonna add the water. There's 2 packets of gravy mix. So I added 2 cups because that's what the directions say. This is one of the few times I measure is, you know, when it's amounts of water or if I'm baking or something like that. So we'll get the wooden stuff here. We'll pour this guy in. And what we're doing here is, it's called deglazing the pan. Just a touch more water. So all the goodies that we got in the pan that stuck to the pan were all flavorful. When we were frying this, all the juices came out, and you can kind of see the color coming up through. And that is what we do in restaurants to make a prepackaged gravy mix into something that tastes kind of like homemade. This way you can kind of get that really roasted chicken flavor, that little burntness, you know, from sitting in the pan and frying. So as that's heating up and deglazing the stuff off the bottom, I guess I got rid of my fork. So these pepperoncinis, you don't want to put too much of the liquid in, but I put them straight out of the jar and you'll get some liquid, and that's good because you want just a little of the liquid for the flavor. And you know, you'll learn how it tastes and how many to put in if you do this a few times. So as you see, I'm boiling it. It's thickening up real nice. Turn it back down to kind of a medium-low, just so it can simmer a little bit. Cook those onions, get all the flavors melted together. So what I'm doing here is I'm kind of making sure all the stuff is deglazed off the bottom, using this tool to kind of scrape it all up. So I'm going to turn the heat off. Going to get a little taste here. And I think that's good. It's a little tangy, it's a little spicy, but neither of them is overpowering. So that's what the sauce looks like. So what we'll do, I'll make some room here, is we'll pour this right out of the pan onto the dish. Move some of that around so it's a little more even looking. Open these up to get some of the juices down in there. And that, my friends, is chicken pepperoncini. So what we'll do is we'll just microwave this hot. I'm going to make some green beans, but that'll be another video. You know, I'll teach you how to make rice from scratch. I'll teach you how to cook green beans without them turning that gross olive color. But today, I'm just going to do that off camera. This was what I wanted to show you. So this is completely done. It's ready to go. We'll heat up the rice, put that on the plate, put a couple pieces of chicken, spoon some of the sauce on there, take the green beans with butter, put those on the side, and that is the meal, folks. I hope you learned something. I hope this looks appetizing to you. It's one of my favorites. I think it turned out actually pretty good this time. And thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe if you like this content. Spread the word so I can get going on this channel a little better. I'm excited to show you some of my tricks of the trade. Thanks again. Have a beautiful day. I know I am. Ghost Cat Cooks.